Hello, good day to you, it's me, and this is a travel tip video. This is about 8 bad decisions you can make on vacation. So the first bad decision you can make is not having travel insurance.
It's legit to skip trip insurance on certain types of vacations, such as inexpensive weekend getaways or domestic trips, where you'll have ready access to medical care if you need it. But on longer international trips, travel insurance is almost always a wise idea. To determine whether you need trip insurance, consider the following questions. Have you spent a significant sum on non-refundable airfare, rail passes, and/or trip deposits, i.e., money you would lose if your plans changed? Will you be traveling to a place where high-quality medical care isn't readily available? Medical evacuation is extremely expensive. Are you traveling under circumstances in which weather could disrupt your plans, such as a trip to the Caribbean during hurricane season? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then you should seriously consider travel insurance. It usually costs very little, but it could save you thousands if your trip goes awry.
The next bad decision that you can make is risking your life to take a selfie and sacrificing safety to save money.
Everyone wants to get the perfect shot for their Instagram, but would you sacrifice your life to do it? A recent study discovered that 259 people died while taking selfies, between October 2011 and November 2017. Among the most common causes of death, being washed away by waves on the beach, and snapping photos in front of a running train. More recently, 2 tourists fell to their deaths, while attempting to take a selfie on alleged Yosemite National Park. This should go without saying, but I'll say it anyway, use common sense when snapping vacation photos. Risky places like windy ledges, rough seas, and oncoming trains aren't worth the photograph. Maintain a safe distance, and live to travel another day. There are places where it makes sense to trim expenses on vacation, like packing lighter so you don't have to pay checked baggage fees, or booking a vacation rental with a kitchen so you can make your own meals, instead of eating out. And then there are parts of your trip where scrimping isn't the smartest thing to do, especially when it comes to your personal safety. Walking back to your hotel late at night to avoid paying for a taxi, staying in a dodgy neighborhood because it's cheaper, or hitchhiking to spare yourself the cost of a rental car, might save you some money, but these activities pose real risks. Safety comes first, so save the penny pinching for other parts of your trip.
The third decision that you can make, which is totally bad, is not checking your passport and visa requirements.
Imagine planning your trip for months, flying 12 hours across the ocean, and then discovering once you arrive that you don't have the visa you need to enter the country. It's every traveler's worst nightmare. Way before the first day of your trip, and I'm talking months here, not days or weeks, check the document requirements for your destination. Do you need a visa? If so, can you get one on arrival, or do you need to obtain it in advance? Does your destination require that passports be valid for at least 6 months after your trip? Asking these questions early will give you time to renew your passport or apply for a visa.
Number 4 is arriving for a cruise or a tour on the day it departs or late.
Whether it's to conserve vacation days or to save money on an extra hotel night, some travelers are tempted to schedule their flight to arrive the same day their cruise ship or bus tour departs. But you'll regret that decision if your flight is delayed and you don't arrive in time to meet your group. If your ship leaves without you, you'll probably have to buy an expensive last-minute flight to meet up with the vessel in its next port of call. For a bus tour, you might need to take a cab or public transportation to catch up with the group. Do you really need the extra stress? Schedule your flight to arrive at least 1 day early. This will give you some wiggle room, and allow you time to explore your departure city, if your flight does arrive as planned.
We've all been there. The next bad decision is not checking the room for bed bugs or even mosquitoes.
As anyone who has ever attempted to rid their homes of bed bugs can tell you, it's much better never to catch them in the first place. These creepy crawlies are notorious hitchhikers. They move quickly and can crawl onto your clothing or suitcase from an infested hotel and crawl off right into your home. To spot bedbugs in your hotel room, carefully examine the mattress, box spring, and headboard for bugs or their droppings as soon as you arrive. During your inspection, leave your bags on a tile surface where it would be difficult for the bugs to hide. If you see any sign of bedbugs, immediately request a different room. Don't forget that mosquitoes generally appear at night and may be hidden under the bed during the daylight hours. Even after spending time eradicating the pesky critters, most hotels tend to clean rooms with the main door open, so allowing opportunities for them to enter. Once you get home, you can also wash your clothes with a laundry additive that kills bedbugs, just to be safe.
Here's another bad decision that you can make while on vacation, which is not getting your shots, your vaccinations.
The one thing you never want to bring home from a trip is a potentially fatal disease like typhoid or malaria. Fortunately, there are vaccines and medications available to prevent many diseases that are common in other parts of the world. Start by researching your destination on the CDC or NHS website, which will offer a list of recommended vaccines, as well as general health information. Depending on what you find, you may want to schedule an appointment at a travel clinic. The professionals there can administer vaccines, prescribe antimalarial drugs or other medications, and offer advice on other items you might want to bring along, such as antihistamines or bug spray. Remember to schedule these shots, because some require you to have several, over a few weeks or months.
Our next bad decision that you can make while on vacation is trying to do too much or overscheduling.
Your vacation should feel like a vacation, not a forced march from one museum to the next. So why schedule it that way? Many travelers understandably want to see as much as possible, but that often results in feeling constantly rushed, without enough time to savor and reflect on what you're seeing. If that sounds familiar, consider adopting a slow travel approach. This means identifying a small number of attractions and seeing them thoroughly instead of racing from one to the next. You can also commit to getting around by slower, and often more affordable, means of transportation, such as walking, biking, or public transportation. Or try blocking out free time in each day's schedule that can be used for whatever sounds appealing when you're there, such as a long lunch, or a stroll down an intriguing side street.
Here's another one. The bad decision is booking a tight connection between flights.
When searching for airfare, you might think, wow, this flight is so cheap. Surely 45 minutes is enough time to connect between flights. The booking site wouldn't show me this itinerary if it weren't feasible, right? Wrong. Although flight search sites sometimes show connections as tight as 30 minutes, it's not a good idea to book one of these itineraries. At best, you'll find yourself sprinting between terminals to make it to your gate. At worst, even a relatively minor delay on your first flight could mean you miss your connection entirely. You're much better off allowing 60 to 90 minutes for a domestic connection, and at least 2 hours for an international one, even if it means paying a little more.
And there we go. That is the video for today. Hope you enjoyed that, and do come back for another one very soon. Bye for now.